go and I smile at you.
Won't you lead me, Jesus, where you have me go? Lead me, Jesus, where you have me go.
Jerome, how old are you?
9.
9. Do you go to school?
Yes.
Where do you go to school, Jerome?
At the old Children Elementary School.
I see. What is your sister's name?
Lois.
That's Lois. And what are your other sisters' names?
Catherine and Beulah.
Catherine and Beulah. What happened to your foot, Jerome?
Dig a nail in out there by the wash house.
So you drove a nail in out by the wash house. What did your mother do for that?
She put some alcohol on it
Where do you sleep, Jerome?
in his bed.
You have this big bed?
Yes.
What happened? How did you get that hole in that bed there, Jerome?
The rats.
The what?
Rats.
Now, Jerome, you are taking care of Kathy, of Beulah, and Lois.
Yes.
Now, are you going to give them lunch today?
Yes.
What are you going to feed?
T is my sister, whom I love dearly. As a girl coming back in the state of Missouri, we had so much fun. We were very close in the cotton field and all this stuff that we used to do together. And I would chop down the cotton, and she would say, "Mama, look what Bessie did. She done chopped down all this man cotton." And I knew then that I had to get down there, get that cotton out together between no vine, what I done cut down. But she would always remind me, "Don't chop the cotton down there, or you're going to get punished." So we always would talk things like, "Well, I'm lighter than you." I said, "Yeah, and I'm just like my papa, and you just like mama, because you look like a white girl and I'm look like a black African girl." That's exactly what I used to tell my sister too. We never had a hard word between each other or anything. We talked, we teased a lot about different things. I have a son named Skip, and to me, they are something alike because she would rhyme her words, and I said, "You know what, T? You have a nephew here, my son. He rhymed his word too. Y'all just alike in a lot of ways of rhyming words and talking together on different things." Now, I used to call and talk with her on the phone. I just talked with her a few days before I heard about her sickness and everything. And she said, "Well, Bess, since I always told you said you're a praise dancer, you're a writer." She said, "Bessie, sis, if you don't use it, you'll lose it." So these moments with my sister was most beautiful, beautiful moment. I enjoy coming to Fort Wayne because just like I say, she was my heart. But we loved each other just like I didn't have not one moment of my life between us that we had to be bitter against each other. She was the main one because everyone in the family and others said that, "You know what? You and your sister is just alike. Y'all got nose alike, you got cheek alike, but she white and you black." We used to tease each other back there. Sister Teretha Harris, whom I love so dearly.
Teresa, how can I remember? How can I explain Teresa? She was just pretty, and when they pretty like that, she wasn't wild because my mom was really strict. But she always thought she was so cute. I mean, that was all in her mind. And it was true. But she put it in action. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't what you call a fancy girl out in the streets. Not like that. My mom didn't allow that.
Okay.
One of my most fondest memories of my mother is I was born on April 3rd, and she always loved April Fool's Day. One day we were in Missouri. I guess I must have been about 7 years old, and she called me out of the house. Pat, come here. There's a tornado's coming. So I came running out of the house, and she's standing there, dying laughing. There was no tornado. I was scared to death.
Patricia.
She was great.
Hello there.
Love
Oh, yeah.
pulling jokes on her.
Pat.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hi, Pat. How come you ain't wrote me? How come you ain't send me some money so I can get me some coattails?
Okay.
What the hell?
So what you gonna do with coattails? You ain't got no.
Friendship. I want to share one of my most memorable moments. Mom and myself was pregnant at the same time. She was pregnant with you. I was pregnant with Elisa. So that was very memorable for me because she had you before I had Elisa, and she used to always make fun of me and stuff because I was still fat and she wasn't. And we had a lot of fun with that. We stopped smoking at the same time. So I caught her one day. I walked up on the front porch and I'm looking all in the window and stuff. I'm like, she and her friend. I said, Mom, are you smoking? She said, no, girl, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm not smoking. I said, Mom, yes, you are. I said, I see the ashtray under the couch. So I said, yeah, you smoking. You smoking. But with that being said, we sit there, we had a good day that day. You know, I love her. I miss her. You know, I know she's in a better place now.
She took me to the doctor and I was pregnant. And she said, you need to keep your legs down on your young girl. And then she went in and got her checkup and she was pregnant.
She got a man, Auntie.
I ain't got no damn man. No one now. I don't care how much she come
be
over
getting
here.
it in.
And she just cried like a baby. I laughed at her so hard. I said, you need to keep your legs down. And so with me and Mama did have some real good times. Every moment with my mama has been a blessing. The good and the bad. And I'm going to miss her very, very much. And I love her.
Was when I was pregnant with my last child, Austin. And I went over her house. She stayed over on Plaza, and I was going through it. I mean, I was just going through it. And I went over there. She was sitting on the porch. She was coloring. And she looked at me, and she rolled her eyes. And I was like, I'm just coming to visit you. I'm just coming to see what you was doing. And she saw that I had like some little bitty shorts on. She said, where'd your clothes at? So I went over there for guidance, basically, because I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew that I was having another baby, and I wasn't financially stable, and I was just going through it. So of course, she gave me Bible scriptures, and she just looked at me and pretty much explained to me what she did with her kids and how she raised her kids on her own without any help. And that God is going to provide for me no matter what. And, you know, at that moment, you know, with me just sometimes not even knowing what to say when I'm around her, but just her presence of me, even having a grandmother to go to, just me sitting on the porch with her, did it for me.
Hey, Grandma.
I don't know you.
You don't know me.
No, because you don't call me. You don't call me. You don't even see about me.
I asked about you. I be asking about you. Do I be asking about Grandma? But I love you, Grandma.
No, I ain't.
I remember we be having our little talks.
I ain't no grandma. How can be your grandma and never hear from me?
I'll be here for you at least like once a month.
Never call and say, Grandma, how you feeling? How you doing? You want some kids?
I like your lipstick, Grandma.
Get away from me. I don't want you.
Get away from you? Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because you don't tell me.
I love you.
You know, how you know me don't call me?
I hear about you.
That's beside the point. You know how I'm supposed to use the phone.
Oh yeah, I can use the phone.
Well, how come you don't?
I have less time on my hands.
Huh?
I don't have not a lot of time on my hands.
But you getting a documentary of Grandma?
Huh?
You don't have a what?
I be doing homework and schoolwork.
You can write or call me when you're sitting on the toilet stool.
All right, Grandma.
I shared some good times with Grandma when she used to take care of us and stuff. And I also had some bad times when she used to try to kick my ass all the time. So now, and then I had some more good times with her when I had my kid and she helped me taking care of my kid. You know what I'm saying? And she let me start being another teenager. Couldn't be no teenager when I had my daughter. And I went back to her and get my kid. She tried to kill me and my baby daddy. What else you want to know? I like it when we were little, and then she used to try to stop the rain so we can go play and stuff, just to make us real happy and stuff. So she gonna be missed real good. And I love you, Grandma, and you really gonna be missed. And I'm gonna still singer in your voice. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, oh mine, and I'm gonna let it shine. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Send hugs and kisses to my mama and keep her in your prayers.
My most memorable moments with my mom, when I went through my bout with ovarian cancer, after my surgery, and she came to stay with me at the house, and she really just took care of me. You know, I felt like her newborn again. I had kids, you know. She made sure they were fed. You know, she made sure they had everything that they needed. But on top of that, more importantly, she made sure that I knew that everything was going to be okay. I was going through a whole lot, and I was afraid because my body didn't feel right, you know. And she would get in the bed with me, and she would just wrap her arms around me, and you know, she would just pray, and she would sing to me until I went to sleep. And I have to say that was probably one of the most memorable ones, because my life was almost gone, and knowing that I had my best friend right there with me during that time was so comforting for me. So I have to say that was my most memorable moment of my mom.
My name is Sheila Miller. I have been a part of this family. In September we'd be 39 years. One memorable moment, I can't pick one. I just sitting there talking with Mama, and just the inspiration that she would put on you. You know, just pray with you and just crack up. And she would tell a lot of jokes and stuff, and we would just sit there and laugh and laugh. If you needed something, you could see Mama. She just was very inspirational, very encouraging. I just love her so much. I'm gonna miss her a lot.
Time that I was 14 years old, and I was out drinking, and the police brought me home. Like, Leon, that's you? That's you, baby? You drunk? But I mean, she never, you know, whooped me, you know what I mean? Everybody knew Grandma from being strict to whoop me, but she never whooped me that night. Like I said, she just, more lack of words, showed me that she was going to let the alcohol show me who this is what I wanted to do. If I was my choice, if I wanted to be drink like this and end up like this, or not drink at all. But you know, the thing about it, she didn't whoop me. She just cooked breakfast the next morning and pretty much let me go throw up again because my stomach was still messed up by that. So yeah, but yeah, that's my most memorable moment.
Okay.
I miss my grandmother. And one thing about it, she always tried to get lessons. No matter what she did, she always tried to teach lessons. Whether it was to whoop you or not whoop you at all, she always tried to give you lessons in everything that she did.
She asked her like, "How was your day, Granny?" And she was, "I'm fine." She always had something positive to say about herself, and that's what I really loved about my grandma.
Grandma Dante, he's called me Q. Most memorable thing about being with my grandma was she always made sure I got up. She always made sure I got up early and did something productive. That's why I'm still doing it to this day. You know, she always taught me, you know, to do things on our own because nobody else gonna do it for you. Me and my grandma used to go to church. That'll always stick with me because we used to always go to church, walk up to the church right there on the corner, right down the street. never forget it. She used to take our toys and throw them up on top of like this little shelf thing. That was fun too. I'll never forget about that either. She always used to do that. So
go see her make chicken runs, ice cream runs, get her little bloomers. You know, things like that, which I can't laugh and smile. My grandmother's last days, I walked into the hospital room and she was like, Munch, I know that's you, come here. And I sat down next to her and she said, I want you to remember you have a beautiful smile, granddaughter. I'ma always remember you by your smile. Like that, she said. So do that for me. And I was just like, I love to hear it, but I didn't want to hear it as if I wasn't going to be smiling at her anymore. So I was going.
My favorite moment with Grandma was when I was considered her favorite. To me, I wasn't, but she would just always let me sit on the couch. She would just sing to me and talk to me. She just always gave me words of encouragement, words of wisdom. But that day, it was a lot of different spirits in the house. I did some things that I wasn't supposed to do. I was a little bitty girl. They wouldn't let me in the bathroom. I ended up going to the bathroom on myself. She kept on saying, I'm smelling something. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there. And she found them, and instead of her whooping me or getting on me, she talked to me and she talked to everybody else because they were basically bullying me. I was embarrassed. She, just sat me down and she talked to me. And instead of making me feel embarrassed, she helped me. She helped me to feel okay and told me that what I did wasn't wrong. Just, basically embraced me, and that's one of my favorite memories of her. And I'm just happy that I got to spend a lot of her last moments with her. So, and I'm happy about that. I'm definitely happy about that. And what more can you ask about my grandmother? I'll say going over there every time I was in trouble. Like when I was younger, I would say, oh, I'm in trouble, so I'm over here and I don't want to be over here. But by me being older now, I appreciate being over there and hearing all her stories. And basically just her talking to me and making me breakfast or lunch or whatever. Her food is different. Like her food, you can't make her food. Like you would never get her food. So I would say that's my memorable moment. It's just spending that time with her.
It was like, I think that was the most bestest.
Yeah, that's what
that was the most funnest.
That was the most funnest time
ever.
When all our cousins was there. Well, not all our cousins, but Unique, Jaquan. I think Brandon was there too.
Yeah, it was Brandon
and yeah.
It was like all Rochelle kids, but Dante.
Yeah.
And I got in trouble. She made me sit on the toilet. Cause she said I was farting, but it was for
She was farting.
It was for Ina though. I was crying. I was like, it's not me. Then everybody was getting up on me and stuff. It was like, you was farting. Malia go over there and Malia would go get her hair done. She go get her hair pressed out. Hot comb on that hard creek.
The creek?
The creek. And I wasn't supposed to get my hair done. And she was like, you want your hair done? I was like, no, Malia was getting your hair done. She was like, nah, come on, we're gonna get your hair done. So like, she hot comb our hair and like, she do it so slowly. It's like, I don't know, it hit different. It's like she do it slowly and like she just taking her time. And like when she do stuff for us, she's not in a rush for it.
No, and she never complained.
She never complained. I never hear her complain. And like when she burns us, I go like this. I go like this, and like nobody. That's why I can go on and on, but like yeah, like no one can press my hair how she did press my hair. But,
and then she always put those. She either put beads or hair bows or barrettes in my head, and I always wanted my hair just to be straight.
The whole box. Yeah. When you see the crick, you know what time it is.
My memorable moment
I can't even say it. This is my memorable moment. I mean, she was hardcore. But, like, you know, how she used to treat me, I was scared of her. Who is you? Where you come from? You know, like that. But she gave me such a hard time. And I remember I told her, I was like, you used to treat me mean. And I used to tell her, you know, little stuff she used to say. She said, what? I did that? I don't remember that. I mean, I never knew that one day I would, like love on her, you know? And she's like give me, like, advice and stuff like that. And, you know, I miss that. I, like, randomly call her. You know, like, let's say when we used to get into it and stuff, I just call her. You know, and sometimes she wouldn't side with your side. She wouldn't. But she kept it real. I mean, just because you was her son, she ain't side with you. You know what I'm saying? She kept it real. So, yeah, so my memorable moment was when she like she didn't like me.
Well, she really did.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I really loved her. I did. And I felt bad because I really thought that she felt some type of way for me. But then she didn't. She did spend her last days here. Actually, I was with her. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't want to talk no more.
The most memorable moment with my mom is, let me first of all say, you know, she's my rock. You know, my mom had a special bond. You know, always felt like a kid being around her. You know, going to her was like my safe haven. Whenever I was going through something, you know, it was always her that I went to talk to. We used to always have like great debates about, you know, Christ and the way the world is. She prayed for me all the time. My mom made me feel like I could do anything. It was almost like she was my first girlfriend. And I was selfish, you know. I wasn't selfish, but I was jealous of how she spent time with other people because I did want her attention. You know, she's the queen. She's the queen of the Harris family, at least this part of the Harris family. You know what I mean? So whenever time I did spend with her, it was just me and her, it was special. And I think she probably had that with all of us. You know, I think she had a special time to spend with all of us one-on-one.
I've been out of town.
Hey!
Got out of some pain.
If you let cross my lap, I wouldn't be able to get to do it.
No?
Boy, you got to go catch the leg. That's the direction my knees was on my leg back there.
Oh.
I went to do something. I stepped up. Them 2 liters. Boy, them jokers draws me up sometimes. But okay, I walk on there.
Oh.
All right. How you doing? Oh, I'm blessed by the best. Y'all getting along all right? Not really. You ain't had to whip your, he should have to whip your rump. No, he can't whip my rump, because my rump is bigger than his. If I was you, I would take off. I should have got killed.
Yeah, she's strong.
You ain't never seen her that low. I was healthy because of him. I'm healthy because of him. Every time you turn around, he want to eat something. Look at those. That's his stuff. Look at that on the refrigerator. That's his stuff. Yeah, but who eating it?
Them kids.
Brianda. I ain't never seen her that heavy. I know I used to be skinny, y'all.
She's slimming down.
What do you know? Huh? What made you get like your leaders or something in your back in your body? We just eat good. Eating. We cooked some ribs.
Eating some ribs.
Ribs, chicken, and hot dogs last night. Yeah. I'm out. But I enjoy y'all. Huh?
You come back.
Okay. I don't know if I'll
You know you can stay a little longer.
I'd
come back another time.
We said we could take you home.
I've been gone all day. Oh.
What you been doing all day?
Yeah.
Driving around?
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Do you want to watch our kids today? You don't watch all our kids today?
What you say?
You want to babysit?
You want to babysit today?
Babysit what?
All the kids.
All the kids.
Girl, you better go to me. I had too many of them. You better get away from
There's
him.
5 of them.
Oh, Lord Jesus. It's your grandkids, though.
Look, she got up there, boy. I thought
You
your
don't
leg
have
was
no
hurt,
doctor
Bob.
appointment today. You don't have no doctor
I thought
appointment
your
today.
leg was hurt.
Yes, I do.
I got a doctor.
I thought your leg was hurting. You sure jumped up like it wasn't?
I'm still hopping on it. But it went away for a minute when you said.
Give me a hug.
Enjoy your day.
I enjoy every day.
What was your first favorite food?
My what?
Your favorite food today?
My favorite food? You name it, I claim it.
What was your favorite dessert? Did you eat any dessert?
Did I do what?
Did you eat any dessert?
Yeah, I did. I ate so fast, I probably
Yeah, I love you, Mom.
You know she got a man.
Well, it ain't nothing. I don't know what that strange ass man. He's gonna take him somebody. I said, why don't you come over here? I need you.
And what you say, I need you too?
I said, you need it. I said, the devil in hell want a drink of water too, but he ain't getting it.
Did you say you need you too?
No, I ain't talking about I need you too.
Did you give him some of that cuckoo?
No, shit. Yeah, you kind of feeling on me. I said, you got your goddamn hands off me. You better get out of here and get out of here. I told you to go to. We could also turn that to our advantage. He has a picture. I want to have exactly. And what he had good eyes. Yeah, he does you the right super fast. It's my paper. And he has friends, but he touches it looks good, and he considers it.
It's a good idea.
And
We have no idea what everybody is.
But he just draw his face. That's his back.
I know how they live in the hotel. Good doesn't exist. Monitoring your fortune points, but nothing so far. Sorry.
That's why.
Keep working on it.
Back to this.
I just wanted to thank you for your confidence in me, Agent Cullen.
Just wait. Just wait.
Today, Father God, as we join hands in unity, join our hearts together, Father God. Let this day not be because of the fact, Father God, we stick together with one another, become one. When one hurt, the other one shall feel the pain. In the mighty name of Jesus, Father God. Let us, Father God, be true to our word, that we call one another and stand for one another, that we need something from one another. Let us not grumble, but help one another. In the mighty name of Jesus, we give you the glory. We honor you, Father God, and we praise. Amen.
Who would I be if it wasn't for my mama? Who would I be? Who would I be? Who would I be if it wasn't for my mama? Who would I be? Who would I be? I'd be nothing, nothing. I'd be nothing, nothing. I'd be nothing, nothing. I'd be nothing, nothing. Yeah, ooh, I be nothing. The love I got for you gotta mean something. I'm all in, I'm not bluffing. I'm all in, I'm not bluffing. You deserve that house on a hill, mama. You the reason that I'm not up in these streets, mama. The only woman in my life who kept it real, mama. You will always be the queen of my lifestyle. Because of you, I'm a king, I'm talking right now. Not a quitter, cause I always give my best, ayy. I was raised by greatness, so I take it to the limit. The trophy goes to you, missing a pin. Who would I be if it wasn't for my mom?
Stop doing that. Yeah. Cut that off.
Let me do it.
Jesus, where you have me go. Jesus, where you have me go. I can't make it by myself.
It's okay, it's okay.
Jesus, oh.
No,